So we're at Austin Weston, the Center for Cosmetic Surgery right now, and I'm with Dr. Robert Siegel. We're going to talk about a hot new trend right now, and I'm not surprised by this at all. The FaceTime facelift.
Yeah, I mean, with the Zoom boom,
Yeah.
right? I mean, the face, people are seeing some things that they really hadn't realized that they had to deal with. And, you know, you can do a lot with lighting, and I think it's important that people understand how they can look good on Zoom calls. But a little trick. Take your phone, walk around the house, get indirect lighting, see where you look best, and then set your station up there. Try to look up into the camera. That'll help sort of mitigate some of the deeper areas in the shadowing that you get. Just those two simple tricks. But when those tricks and makeup don't quite get it done and you notice things that are really problematic, there comes a point where, you know, we kind of have to do something,
right,
you know, other than that. And once you see something, it's awfully hard to unsee it.
How did you come up with the FaceTime facelift?
Well, kid, what happened was a number of years ago, my kids had headed off to college, and my wife was talking to them, and she noticed, you know, the neck issues and the lower part of the face. Now, it just coincidentally, I had worked on a way to get rid of a little cut that you tend to make under the chin when you want to lift that lower skin. One of the great things about this center is that, you know, we've got Dr. Poindexter, Dr. Weston here, and all the operating rooms are here in this center. It's probably the oldest freestanding cosmetic surgery center in this area, and it's very unique. There aren't many places with their own operating rooms like this, and so I can just wander in and I can see what they're doing. And I think, I can't remember if it was Poindexter or Weston that was doing something unique and interesting with some deep stitches to grab hold of these muscles and bring them back. But I saw that and I stole it from them and then modified it based on some physiologic principles and anatomic principles that would allow me those stitches to last longer and be more powerful. Right? I mean, it's a real thing. So that allowed me to get rid of this cut in 90% of the people where you would normally have to make it, right? Well, if you can get rid of that cut, my wife thought, well, that's a pretty good idea. So I did it on her after having done, you know, 500 before that, and she loved it, and she called it a FaceTime facelift because now you don't need to see that cut when you're holding the camera to or the phone in that case. But it's been a really, really useful technique for people. You heal faster, you don't have a scar most of the time under here, and it is a variation of a lift because, you know, if you notice that you're heavy here, you can liposuction it to a certain point, right? But then after a while, particularly in the jowl area, you got to kind of lift it or it's going to hang. And that's, you know, the benefit of experience is knowing what's going to work, when, and on whom.
So you developed specific techniques just for this? Just for
this, yeah. And it just sort of has played out in a way that, well, has been, you know, people have a chance at this point to sort of heal. They aren't necessarily, you know, they can take a little bit of time off. They can wear a mask if they need to go out. And so that'll hide some of the bruising that might come with this. But, you know, one of the things that we've been doing over all these years is trying to figure out ways to get people to heal quickly. Because, you know, look, DC is a busy area. This ain't, you know, it ain't Beverly Hills,
right.
You know, I mean, people work.
Right.
And so this has given a little bit of pause to that. And people have put things off for a long period of time, and this is very important to a lot of people, and they just want to look as good as they can to get their mind off of this thing that bothers them, and they can be more present for other things. Like if you're on the camera and you're concerned about something, it's very hard to be present, and that's very important in a Zoom age.
I know there are a lot of people that are connecting with what you're saying right now, have seen those pictures on the Zoom meetings. Let's talk about coming here and how you're keeping patients safe. Obviously, we're in the lobby right now. We have our masks on.
That's the sine qua non, man. You got to have that, right? And that's one of the good things about this place is that we're not a hospital. We are a clean facility able to sort of isolate in many ways. We're spread out. People come in and they get their own rooms, right? Their temperatures are checked when they come in. They go to their own rooms with the consultant. We have our own ability to test on rapid tests here. If we need to do that, people are checked very frequently here for the issues. I mean, in many ways, it's safer to come here than it is to go to your supermarket, your local supermarket. We clean the place every night. We clean between patients every day, and gosh, we're all wearing masks. There's, you know, it's we've had no incidents of spread out of this place now since we've been open since May 1st.
All right, we've seen some pictures of the FaceTime facelift. We've talked about it. Now, if people want to take action and learn more about it, how can they get a hold of you? What's the best way to start?
Well, I mean, I can go to our website, right? Austin-Weston.com. I think on that site there are more before and after photos than almost any website in America. And that's a great place to start. And on that website, you can find phone numbers and you can set up Zoom calls if you're more comfortable doing it that way. We do that all the time. And people come from all over the world to do surgery here.
Dr. Robert Siegel, thank you so much for joining us today. And really, we've learned something new about the FaceTime facelift.
Kids, my pleasure.